I'm Bill, and this is my retreat. You know what I'd do with you folks? Yeah, trash the boat.
Welcome to Mazenod Lake, a little piece of heaven in eastern Ontario, and vacation home of big city boy Bill Rogers. So what's he doing here?
Thanks, Holly.
You're welcome.
Can you explain to me why I have a cottage that you can only get to by boat?
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Simple as that, right?
I guess. Except for the safety issues and the inconvenience issues.
Safety schmafety, Bill. Isn't half the fun getting there?
Yeah, a boat access property, it's got a lot of pros and cons. The con is it's difficult to get to, obviously, and it's a 20-minute boat ride. However, the way I look at it is, technically your vacation starts the minute you're on the boat. So we are on vacation right now.
Bill's little getaway is situated between Toronto and Ottawa, near Bon Echo Provincial Park, a breathtaking piece of the Canadian Shield. He first arrived on these shores a decade ago. For marina owner Stephen Smart's mind, it was like yesterday.
Bill showed up here, I guess, about 10 years ago. And right from the get-go, he was a little odd.
Sulu, warp factor 1, engage.
He just seemed to be lost in the woods. With that, a whole bunch of different funny things came along.
I've always liked Northern Ontario. I never had a cottage when I was growing up. I feel like I was cottage deprived, and that makes me special needs.
A sense of humor serves Bill well here, as does the geography.
We are at a place called Bon Echo Park, which is the second largest provincial park in Ontario. And it's sort of too far from Toronto, too far from Ottawa. It's the best kept secret. No one knows about it.
Bill came as a newbie to the area. And with being a newbie and being in the woods for the first time, it's really quite different. And that's the way Bill's been ever since he's got here.
Shining happy people.
Just a little bit different.
This is why they call it Bon Echo. Echo! Is that not cool?
Bon Echo Park came to be with a property donation from Merrill Dennison. Bon Echo then started to grow. There's over 500 campsites within the park, and it covers a large portion of Mazenod Lake.
It's a holy place. The Algonquin Indians lived here. The Algonquins made pictographs, which are these ancient paintings, and I will show you the Nanabush. The Algonquin legend is that the Nanabush is a trickster. It's a man who can take the shape of a rabbit, or a wolf, or a bear.
Mystical hallucinations sounds illegal? And what is lurking in these waters?
It's like the Loch Ness. Every deep lake's got one. If it surfaces, it looks like an upside-down canoe. People say it might be a giant sturgeon because it used to be connected to the ocean, this lake. And sturgeons are really big, and they rarely come to the surface, and when they do, it's not pretty.
The journey is free of mythical monsters, while the cottage proves nearly as elusive.
We're getting close, and I'm getting very excited.
Welcome to Mazenod Lake, home to Bill Rogers' summer retreat, aka Rogers Folly, a summer getaway as quirky and unique as its owner.
No bears today. Well, I wanted something with a retro design, and I found the design for this place in a magazine. It was designed by a guy out in Victoria named Rob Patterson, who's inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright, who stayed at Bon Echo Park, as I've just discovered. No, it's no coincidence. You'll notice that the middle roof has two angles, comes down, then it kind of juts out, which I love the look. But as Brian Kay told me as he was building it, Bill, this is costing you a fortune just to make the roof go two different ways, but it's worth it for the look.
I built this cottage, and it's one of the most unusual places I've built. I mean, most people don't go to that extent when they go water access. They just want someplace to crash and enjoy the weekend.
The design, the color, I've only been in it once, but I remember just going in and standing back and it's totally Bill. Like it was designed for him. And there's a lot of things that most people would never consider in a cottage, but because Bill is a little bit off the wall, they're perfect for him.
Behold the loveliness. The coolest thing is the height. I mean, look how high it is all the way up to the, I believe they call it a cupola. And if you look, it's just a long way up. And it gives me a sense of roominess and airiness. The kitchen is very retro. We had this pantry window put in so you can sort of open it up and see out. It's really inspiring when I prepare my gourmet meals. For example, I do a ravioli in the manner of Chef Boyardee. And we don't need a dog because we have this. Who needs a dog when you have that? Screened-in porch is terrific because it does face the bay, and it's just a lovely place to relax, and you can have dinner out there, you can just read, and it's wonderful. I often come up during the week, and I can write here, I can work, I can just relax. It's quite lovely. I'm very lucky. This is not Muskoka, definitely. I don't know if in Muskoka you'd have a neighbor like I do who has an arsenal and will shoot and has shot dangerous bears. I don't know if that occurs in Muskoka, maybe it does, but I have a feeling not so much.
That trigger-happy neighbor is Roger, the man who sold Bill the land.
Yeah.
Hey Raj, how are you, brother?
I'm well.
Good.
Well, I'm really well.
In isolation, it's nice to know someone has your back.
Oh, I have to teach him all about the gun. I don't think he's experienced in that, but as long as I can stand behind him instead of in front of him when he's using the gun, I'm okay. But you never know with these city boys.
All joking aside, Bill Rogers revels in this habitat, with its pleasures big, small, and mystical.
My favorite thing to do has to be swimming off the rock. It's just so awe-inspiring to see that towering monolith of granite with those ancient Indian paintings and 1,000-year-old cedar trees, and it's just, as long as you don't worry too much about the monster, you're good to go. I love this place, people. You gotta love it.